What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. I know that I'm supposed to post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, I'm not drowning this semester, but I am also doing what I can. So if I'm studying too much or something like that and I can't get up for like a break, I don't get to record a video, guys. It's just the truth. I'm sorry. But someone in the comments asked me if I could let you guys know how I take notes, because let's be honest, we all struggle with note taking sometimes. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're a phenomenal note taker. I don't know. But it took me a minute to figure out what worked for me. So if you want to know how I take notes, and these are going to be how I take my pathophysiology notes and my health assessment notes. But if you want to know how I take notes, stay tuned to this video. So, the first set of notes, one second. Alexa, make the office lights white. I like that better. Yeah, I like that lighting better. Okay, so for the first set of notes we're going to talk about how I take notes on my iPad using GoodNotes. So, I'm going to show them to you. These are my GoodNotes notes. Yes, there are some pictures in my notes for when I need to understand things. I genuinely take the PowerPoints that my teacher had for us and I put them in my notes. I take the specific PowerPoint that I need, like this one. This was an entire PowerPoint. I took the entire PowerPoint, placed it in the middle of my notes, made it big enough for me to be able to see the differences in the abnormal cell growth, and each one has an arrow because I'm explaining it, and it's like a little diagram. That is how I take notes with pictures. So how I take notes with other topics is my teacher provides us an exam concept study guide. This is my Tribe RN keyboard, you guys. Not keyboard, clipboard. It just came in. I'm loving it. I think I'm going to order me a new blue one as well, because my blue one was kind of peeling. And see, this one ain't peeling. It's nice. But she gives us these, and so I base my notes around my exam concepts, because that way I'm not creating all this fluff that I do not need. And for pathophysiology specifically, I'm literally using my PowerPoints. I'm not opening my book that much, honestly. We'll see how that goes for me. But my teacher says that the book is wordy and it's not full of a lot of good information. So it's full of a lot of good information, but it's too much information sometimes, and it can be super wordy. So I'm using my PowerPoints. And then if you watched my other video, I will link it here. I told you guys I'm using this book to study for patho. So one of my concepts for this week is we're talking about hyperplasia, hypertrophy, metaplasia, dysplasia, all of those. It's literally right here in this book, page 5, for me to go read, and it's made even more simpler for me to understand. So I'm using that to study as well. And I don't know how many times I have to stress this to you guys. I just don't. I use Picmonic. Picmonic has so many videos. Like, they have videos and everything. I was trying to tell y'all. They have videos and everything. So I will find a video. Let me show you guys. I have Picmonic for health assessment. We're going to switch over real quick. For health assessment, I have told you guys the entire book is on there. If you didn't listen to me, that is on you. But our entire health assessment book is on Picmonic. And you can look at the book by chapter. So this is everything they offer on our book. That's a lot. So if you're in health assessment right now, you know that we were in Unit 1. So in Unit 1, we were doing evidence-based assessment. We were doing the complete history, a pain assessment, all of that. So for the pain assessment,
you can remember pain assessment, but
there is a Picmonic for the mnemonic PQRSTU. Literally, it was in your book. It explains PQRSTU. I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all. Picmonic is that's how I do it. So that is kind of how I do my notes and things and how I study with Picmonic. I find something on the topic that I'm looking for in the Picmonic, and then I review it. I do this in the tub. I do this in the shower. I do this in the car. I rewatch my lectures. I don't even think I really listen to music anymore. When I'm driving, like, I'm just listening to school. I'm not doing anything else. I am listening to school stuff. The more you hear it, the more, even if when you think you're really not paying attention, you'd be surprised how it'll click in your head for you. So that's also a part of my studying. I'm playing my lectures whenever I have free time. To me, I don't have nothing else to do but prepare for school, so that's what I'm doing. Another way that I am preparing for patho, we're switching, and I hope it's not too much hopping for you guys, but another way that I'm going to prepare though is these cute little mnemonics. And then on the back of the mnemonics, I make my own notes talking about each mnemonic. This one is calcium, and you know calcium is hypocalcemia and hypercalcemia. On the back, I just have some causes and some things that I feel like may come up that I got from my PowerPoint that wasn't necessarily on my mnemonic, but I have one for all of them, for potassium, and I have one for sodium, and I have one for calcium. So my exam concepts list is what I base my notes off of. I'm getting the information from my lectures, and I'm getting the information from my PowerPoints. Then I go in and I make my exam one concept list. I also, let me show you guys my PowerPoints for when we're in class. When we're in class, this is what I'm doing on my iPad. So in class, my teacher, everything that's in the purple, my teacher said, I add them to my PowerPoint. While we are in class, on my iPad, I am looking at the same PowerPoint as my teacher, adding notes to it. And then when I go and rewatch that lecture, I'm using the same PowerPoint, these same notes, like, oh, I missed when she said this, or I missed when she said that. And I am adding it to my notes. I'm going to tutoring, you guys. The CAS has amazing tutors. I'm going to tutoring. We have a new resource called the Student Peer Support. I'm going to her tutoring. I go to one-on-ones with her tutoring. I go to tutoring. I don't know it all. But for some reason, patho is seeming like it's not as bad as everyone makes it sound right now. And like, it's only week 2, so I can't say, but right now I'm enjoying it. I feel like it's super cool how everything ties together and how everything makes sense and how everything feeds off one another. I'm enjoying it. So that's how I'm going to put that. Now, let's talk about health assessment, only health assessment, and let's stay on health assessment. For health assessment, I told you guys, I based it off of my concept list. Even if your teacher doesn't give you like an exam one concept list like mine does, on your syllabus, there's concepts you're expected to learn that week. You can base your notes off those concepts. This way, you're learning what you need to learn and you're not overwhelming yourself, because what I have found from my book that reading certain things can really confuse you and make you feel overwhelmed. So if you stick to your PowerPoints, if you don't have PowerPoints, stick to your key concepts on your syllabus. Make sure you know all about those. There are even cool little practice questions at the end of every chapter. You can do those. This is for any class. Any class whatsoever, you will have these things at the end of your book and things like that. I've noticed that with Elsevier, I think that's how you say it, Elsevier, the person who makes our textbooks, they include a lot of study resources. So make sure you use all of their study resources, especially the questions at the end of the page. So for health assessment, I told you guys, I'm a picture person. So I definitely added a picture to my notes. And I just write on the side of them any pertinent information I need about that picture. I also use colors. I don't write in just black. Actually, I don't write in black at all. So I'm going to do a dark purple, a light purple, and a pink. Something that sticks out to me. I don't write in black. But I have heard if you write in blue ink, it absorbs your brain better. You guys can try it. I like all kinds of colors, so I write in all kinds of colors. Another thing, so for these flashcards, I also bought a big dry erase notepad. This one is closed because I haven't been using this one. I got these off Amazon, and I just scribble thoughts about class, what I learned. I just scribble them on this notepad. I write it all down after class, stick it on the wall because these are sticky notepads. And guess what? I can come back to it later like, oh, we reviewed that this day, or we reviewed that this day, or we reviewed that. You guys know I can be a wreck. This semester, I don't feel like a wreck. I feel prepared. I feel like I'm ready to tackle it all. So for your notes, put your header in a different color and then your physical notes in another color. So you know the difference between a header and some key juicy information. Highlight what's important to you, what sticks out to you. If you're struggling with something, my suggestion is to turn it into a flashcard. That's why I turned these into flashcards, because I've heard so many people stress how hard it can be to learn those things. So I turned them into flashcards. I'm learning too many notes are a thing. Like, you can genuinely confuse yourself and go down a rabbit hole with too many notes. It's completely possible. So try to get your meat in your potatoes. And if you say you cannot get your meat in your potatoes, go back to that concept list that's either in your syllabus or maybe your teacher gives you a study guide, and use that as a baseline. I also have been writing on my dry erase board. I got this big guy from Target. I write side notes. I write study guide notes. For the study guide I create myself. This one is about pharyngitis, but that's what I'm doing, guys. Like, I'm doing my best not to make this semester super hard. And for fluid and electrolytes with patho, because I heard it was really hard, I actually got Saunders' book on fluid and electrolytes, and I've been looking at that as well. But another thing, guys, try Kahoot. My teacher does Kahoots at the end of every class, and they are phenomenal. You know, you can go on there and search other people's Kahoots, and you can do them. Try that. Try all of these things because they work. It sounds like a lot, but if you enjoy your studying and the way you're doing your studying, it doesn't feel so overwhelming, and it doesn't feel like a lot. So I also have a new little study resource for you guys. I always have a new study resource for you guys, but Picmonic came out with a 70 cheat sheets for nursing school, NCLEX studying, and new grads. So this little booklet here, it's available on Amazon. You can definitely get it. You can also get it off the Picmonic website, but you can get to it from the Picmonic website. It just breaks down different little things that we learn in nursing school. It's cardiovascular. It's like some of the main key points, some of the big key points, like myocardial infarction. And guess what? I tell you, Picmonic has videos for everything. So throughout the book, you'll see little things like this, where you can scan the QRC code and follow along with the Picmonic playlist that goes along with what you're studying in this book. If you love Picmonic like I love Picmonic, this book is a huge help to finding Picmonics faster if you don't like to browse or search, or if you want the information somewhere you can see it, because guess what Picmonics still did? They still included all their crazy pictures and crazy ways of remembering in this book. So they're cheat sheets. That's what they are. They're cheat sheets. So they're kind of like flashcards, but they're in the form of sheets. And I honestly don't want you guys to think I'm bullcrapping you. I use everything I tell you I'm going to use for the semester to get through my semester. This semester, I'm in a different headspace. I won't seem all over the place, I don't think. I took my first patho exam Friday. I took my first health assessment quiz today. And so far, I have a 40 out of 50. Not bad, not what I was aiming for, but I'm honest with myself, and I'm always honest with you guys. I spent a lot more time studying patho than I did health assessment. Health assessment was always like quick little reviews, but it was also a new style of question for me. I don't feel like the questions are the same as in our 222. I feel like they're a little different. They're not like health and wellness questions. These questions, they be trying to trick you up and get you, but it's okay because now I've seen it. I will correct it. I will fix it. And for my exam, we all know I'm trying to knock it out the park. So this week I have a pretty busy week with note taking and studying and all those things. Go to tutoring. Go to the cast. There are phenomenal tutors for both classes. If you are a current Chamberlain student, go enroll in peer support. There are students that have taken the classes that you are taking now doing tutoring. That sounds like a wonderful resource, does it not? Someone who knows what you're going through. Don't be like me and think that students can't tutor you, because that's not true. I enjoy the student teacher for Patho. She is phenomenal, and she's already taken health assessment. So if I throw a question in there on health assessment, she's like, oh, cool, got that too. And she helps me. So, guys, for your notes, try some colors. They're pretty. Base your notes on your key concepts for that week or that term or whatever test you have coming up. Everybody has a syllabus, and I know that in your syllabus, it should tell you your key concepts or your course calendar that you're going to be reviewing during that time. You could even use the key concepts at the beginning of your book. So, like, I'll show you. One of my study guides, I take the key points. This is what it looks like. And I put it at the front of my study guide, because if that's what the chapter's focusing on, my teacher's probably going to hit some of those points. It's the key points in the chapter. But I will tell you guys this, honestly and truthfully, for health assessment, I read my book. For Patho, I do not really read my book. I skim my book. But for health assessment, I make time to read my book. And it really showed today on our quiz, where some of the questions were like, dang, I read this word for word in the book. Dang. It was like really useful. But that is all, you guys. That is all I have for what I do to study, for what I do to take my notes, how I base my notes. Now, if you would like an actual video of me going through the book, taking my notes and picking out key points and things like that, don't hesitate to let me know down in the comments. But if you're struggling, always remember, you can never rewrite the same thing too many times. If you write it 90 million times, you're bound to remember it. You've written it so many times. Now, I don't type notes. I don't think you remember anything while typing notes. Some people may, but I don't think you absorb as much when you type. So I write. But that's all I got, you guys. That's like all I have for this video. I so love you guys. We're about to hit 300. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'm super excited, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. As always, like, subscribe, and comment, and leave me a comment down below if you want me to cover a topic in more detail, or a topic you feel I've never covered. Until next time.